Guys, welcome back to my channel, and today's video is a bit mellow. Basically, I've not been having a great week or a great weekend, to be honest, and today's video was supposed to be something else altogether, where I was going to be talking about a book that I TNF, but then unfortunately because of my anxious state I cannot do that, and that's why I decided to do a tag video, because I have a lot of tag videos to do and I was planning to do them like as and when I get time. And finally I thought today is a day when I pick out one of those videos where I've been tagged in. I'm very sorry to people who tag me, because I have a lot of tag videos in line, and it's just a bit difficult at times when there's a lot of stuff that needs to be put out there. And yeah, so this particular tag is actually a tag where I've been tagged by Leo. By the way, I'm not even having a good hair day. As you can see, like, it's just like frizzy today. I don't know why. I think it's because I took a hair bath. Okay, anyway, let's just get to the video. And this tag is called the self-aware reader tag, and I was tagged to do this by Leo. And considering my mental state, I'm just like exhausted mentally, I decided this is like the simplest tag that I could do out of all the tags I was tagged in, because this is like more impromptu and I can think about my answers like on the spot while talking to the camera. So let's get started. Meanwhile, before I start, we are hosting a readathon. Key and I are hosting a readathon, just FYI. Videos there in the description box, go check it out, it's up above as well. So let's start with the tag. And the first question in the tag says, what draws you most into a novel or a story and makes you want to keep reading? Is it the plot, characters, writing style, atmosphere, something else? So right off the bat, let me tell you that I generally love the book when it has a nice writing style. I think writing style is the primary thing that I look at. That does not mean I don't look at the characters or the plot. I really like the plot as well. But then more than the plot, what I like is the writing. If a book has a good plot or a good character development, but it has bad writing, I think I'll DNF. But generally I do sit through books like those. But if I have to like something, I have to like the writing style first, and then only does everything else, piggyback on it. So the second question is, what is a convention or a trope that will immediately turn you off in your reading experience with a novel or a story? So basically for this particular question, what I can think of is one thing that really turns me off is like a predictable love plot. For example, if I'm reading a romance book and I know the fact that these guys are going to fall in love, like that's the point of the romance book, right? Like, A meets B and A and B are going to fall in love. I'm okay with that because that's a romance book. But if that kind of predictability comes into some kind of other genre, like maybe YA contemporary and stuff like that, it kind of puts me off. I hate love triangles. I hate and loathe predictable lovey-dovey endings, and I would like directly give the book like 2 stars anyway. And also some things that put me off, other than these, I cannot think of any, but I know there's like one more. I think there are couple more, because I know that in the past I have like DNF books because of this particular reason. So yeah, that's that. The third question is, what most appeals you to when reading non-fiction, and what makes you want to keep reading? So I've discussed this before. Excuse me. I've discussed this before regarding non-fiction. And for me, non-fiction is basically something that I don't read, but I want to read more of it this year. And what appeals to me in non-fiction are memoirs. I love memoirs. Like, memoirs are my thing, okay? Memoirs are my jam. And generally, if I pick up any non-fiction, I'll make sure that it's something that I'll read, then only will I pick it up. In the past, I've had quite a few books that I know that I won't read, or I would have been like, okay, you know what, let's just check this out and buy this and maybe I'll read this. But then nowadays I don't buy those books which come with that maybe tag. So that's that. The fourth question is, what convention or trope in a non-fiction turns you off? So again, in nonfiction, self-help is something that turns me off, but I'm very picky with my nonfiction, so that's a good thing. So I don't end up reading bad nonfiction books, uh, except for one. Like, yeah. So let's talk about this one about which I was gonna make a video today. Um, and this book is about the partition, and it's a whitewashed version of the same. So that's something that turns me off for sure. Okay, so the next one, that is the fifth question, is would you say you lead would you say you read, oh my god, I could not even differentiate between my R and L. Would you say you read more for pleasure or more to learn and exercise your brain? So everything I read is for pleasure, and if it comes to, like, okay, so let's put it this way. When I pick up the books that I want to read, I read them for pleasure, but then I do keep in mind that I want to learn something at the end of the book, or I want to understand some kind of concept at the end of the book, or I want to, like, develop more empathy at the end of the book. Make sense? Like, I think this is the reason why many people don't read genre fiction, and I kind of realized that, because when you read genre fiction, you're just gifted with the plot and stuff like that. I mean, there's not like much of a learning curve, but when you, like, are put through when you go through someone's life journey in a book, you kind of, like, understand more things, and that's what I live for. Like, reading in order to become a better human being, that's something I aim for, while reading for pleasure. Okay, so the first primary thing is reading for pleasure, and then the secondary thing would be reading to become a better human being. And if you want to know about, like, learning and exercising my brain, so of course I do read more for pleasure, but then when it comes to learning and exercising my brain, I tend to pick up more non-fiction, like historical non-fiction, or memoirs or something like that, to understand their lives and learn and exercise my brain. So that's how I work. The sixth question is, which type of books are you likely to read more uh, and enjoy more overall? Brain candy books or brain protein books? I think it has to be brain candy books. So brain candy books are those that I read for pleasure, and brain protein books are basically those that you read in order to learn something. I kind of like you know rate the brain candy ones better, because I really enjoy reading for pleasure. So yeah, that's that. The seventh one is, do you have a sense early on whether or not the book you are reading will be a 5-star read? Has a book ever surprised you in this regard? Yes. So basically, I mean, no, I don't have a sense early on whether my read's going to be a 5-star read. Generally, all my 5-star reads, which I rate 5 stars, it has happened like maybe after, like, I've completed 50% of the book. So early on, I don't have any kind of intuition of the same. And has a book ever surprised you in this regard? Yes, I think a book has surprised me. I think one of the books that surprised me was Forest of Enchantments, because I was not going to give this 5 stars. This was a good 4 for me. But then later on, I was surprised, because everyone, I don't know, many people don't like this book, but I really loved it. So something like that. So yeah. The eighth question. Considering the books you've rated 5 stars in the past, do you, what? I can't read my own handwriting. Okay. So, like, basically, do you feel that, you'd feel the same way about them now? Okay. So the books that I've rated 5 stars in the past, yeah, do you think you'd feel the same way about them now? Actually, no. The thing is that I've realized is that as and when I move towards my, I would say, I mean, as and when I read more, I realized that a lot of books that I've rated 4 stars and 5 stars are books that will not affect me at this point of time. Like, I think this reading in an age-wise fashion, or the more experienced reader you are, the more I would say better you become at it. So those books that were not 5 stars for you, so those books that were 5 stars for you like 5 years back would not be 5 stars for you now, because you've read much better books. And I'm always like, I always stay by the policy that as humans we keep changing, we keep evolving, and I love evolving into this new person that I was not 10 years ago. So yeah, that's that. And yeah, the ninth question is I have to tag someone. So I'm going to be tagging Sonali from the Melodramatic Bookworm, Smriti from Santreeds, Freddie from The Sluggish Reader, Nika from The Pretty Little Bibliophile, and also Harshpreet from Harsh herself, and also anybody else who wants to do this tag. So yes, that's it. This is like the short video while I have a mental health crisis this weekend. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.